Derrick Foreman, fresh off an incredible series, is ready to go. Can he keep the good times going in this one? It's the Biloxi Shuckers and the Birmingham Barons. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Here's the center fielder, Vladimir Restituyo.
The center fielder, Vladimir Restituyo.
And here we go on Jackie Robinson Day.
0-1.
Oh, 1 now.
Off the plate, ball 1. Nope, that's off the plate, ball 2.
Foul ball there. Two and two, here's the pitch. Swings and misses, struck him out. So up next, Dylan O'Ray. Outfield pretty shallow here. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
The left-handed batter waits. A laser into the outfield. And there's 2 away. And he may be feeling down as he heads back to the dugout, but that's a swing to be proud of. That ball was torched, even if he has nothing to show for it. More swings like that, and he'll be on track for a promotion. Xavier Warren in the box now. No balls and a strike. Next one's fouled back. Two outs, base is empty. Not close with that one. Here's a grounder right side, Drury. There in plenty of time, ends the inning. End of a half inning of play, no score. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Coming up to the dish for Birmingham, Jacob Amaya.
That's a ball.
One and 0, and the pitch.
Ball inside.
And another ball.
In.
That one misses. It's a leadoff walk.
Batting second, the right fielder.
So digging in, Oscar Colas, making a lot of contact recently. 10 hits in the last 5 games. Swing and a foul straight back. Here comes the 0-1. That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. Amaya takes his lead at first, nobody out. That
One
one
ball,
misses.
two
And the
strikes.
count 1-2. Close one, but doesn't get the call. Two now. Fights that one off, will reset and do it again. Missed
I
off
got
the
3 and 2.
inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Nobody out and a runner at first. And a foul ball, so he stays alive. Another full count pitch. Knocks that one away and we'll do it again. These two are putting on quite a show in this battle. 5 foul balls already in this AB. Pretty amazing. Now the payoff pitch.
Get down.
Swings and flares it. And that will fall. Lead runner holds up there at first and second with nobody out. Right there, a great
Batting
example
third,
of how an
the first
up-the-middle
baseman,
approach can work
Derrick
out, even if you don't
Foreman.
make loud contact. I might need to see if the players can hear me. I was just talking about that. Next up for the Barons, Derrick Foreman. Tearing it up at the plate recently. Chance to extend that hitting streak to 10 games here. Strong
Mama
start
right
to
here.
the season, putting up
Here we
some
go.
impressive slugging numbers so far. And there's a hit. They won't test it here. Bases loaded, no outs.
Batting
And
fourth,
with that
the
knock,
left
he
fielder,
advances the hitting streak to
DJ.
10 games. Quite the run he's on
DJ.
right now, really seeing the ball well. Stepping to the plate for Birmingham, DJ Gladney. Doing a good job lately to avoid swings and misses, working on a 5-game hitting streak. Just
Nope.
missed.
1-0.
That
That's a ball.
misses the zone. 2-0.
2-0.
Behind 2-0 now, and with the bases loaded, he has no margin for error. Time to challenge this batter.
Hey, drive him in. No one better right here.
And now 2-1. That's not one of the best swings you'll ever see.
One strike.
Got jammed badly. Two-one pitch coming. And that one is inside. Serious jam with the bases loaded and nobody out. He's gunning for the strikeout first, and then he needs to try and get a grounder for the double play. Tall task. That
Take it
is
ready.
ball 4, and it brings home a run. Nobody out, bases loaded. Andre Lipsius getting ready to hit. That one
Nope. Ball
close, ruled a ball.
Here we go. Clutch up for us, huh?
So the base is all loaded up now. Swing and a miss. Smart work on
One
the
ball,
mound. He
two
knows
strikes.
this hitter likes to chase out of the zone. That time he couldn't connect on that slider down. 1-2 now. And there's a ball. It's still early, but he doesn't look very comfortable out there. He's having trouble with both command and control so far. Something to watch in this one. Upstairs. With that elevated fastball, he's looking to induce a pop-up or jam the hitter. Nice job to lay off it in a run-scoring spot. Payoff pitch. And that's a strikeout looking. Huge K there. Next is the designated hitter, Wilfred Veras. Lifted in the air to right center. Brings it in for the out. Runner tags from third. The relay to the plate. Not in time. Runner safe as a run scores on the play. Two outs and runners at first and second. Digging in for the Barons, Brandon Drury.
Hey, clutch up for us, kid. Here we go.
Ball one, too far inside. Advantage to the hitter right now. He's got runners on and a friendly count, so he should be aggressive on this next pitch. Runner edging away at second base.
That's a ball.
And another ball. On 3-0, most minor leaguers are taking all the way. We'll see if he can find the zone. Omar Narvaez waits on deck. That one in there. Strike one. This is the kind of early chance you can't let slip away. They have to bring him in from scoring position because you don't know the next time you'll get an opportunity like this. And they're all loaded up.
Take your base.
And I'm a bit surprised he went to the off speed there. If it's a fastball, less of a chance of walking it. So up next, Omar Narvaez.
Hey, keep it going up there. Your turn, your turn.
Swing and a miss. That's strike one.
0-1.
And that drops in for a strike. Beautiful changeup, and that could help him dig his way out of a rough outing so far. To do that, he'll have to command that fastball well, too. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one is upstairs. Impeccable discipline to lay off of that one. Wow. Struck out swinging. They limit the damage here, but 2 runs for them, and they jump ahead. We head to the second. The Barons lead it 2-0. Today's action comes to you courtesy of AC Hines Architecture, the only firm in the area certified to build Escher stairs. Call them today. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Mago goes 6 feet 3 inches. He works with a 4-seam fastball, a curve, a slider, a changeup, and he works in a 2-seamer. Ground ball left side. To first. One away. With that kind of downward action on the slider, you're going to get a lot of grounders just like that. Hard to lift it. At the plate, Casey Martin. That one in there, and that is strike one. Late with the swing there.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Popped up to the left into foul ground. Lipsius gets under it. And there are 2 outs.
Batting 6, The shortstop, Cooper Pratt.
Base is empty with 2 out, and the batter will be the shortstop, Cooper Pratt. That misses the zone. Ball 1.
Ball 1, no strikes. Ball 2.
That one misses inside. And there's the automatic take to make it 3-1. Batter just wants to get a read on his stuff. That was a meaty pitch, but he let that one go, maybe to get the timing. Could be ready for it if he gets it again. 3-1, couldn't come up with it. That 2-out walk can be a real lift for the offense. The runner gets to take a big secondary lead, so a well-placed ball into the outfield has a better chance of scoring a run. Now a chance for Nick Cale.
0-1.
Pratt leading off first with 2 away. Oh-2 rocks and fires. Try to get him chasing on the changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
That one hit to right. It's carrying.
Got it.
And that's the end of the inning. No runs, no base hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Midway through the second, the Barons out in front, 2-0. Coming up to the dish for Biloxi, Mike Bovey.
Mike Bovey.
And now the 1-2. Struck the batter out without a swing. Strike 3 called on a slider at the knees.
Now batting, the center
So
fielder,
digging in, Vladimir Restituyo. 0 for 1, struck out swinging last time. And that's a base hit. Runner around third.
Got it. 2-2.
Comes in to score.
Yeah, you're out.
Now the tag at second, and he's out trying to stretch it into a double. And the next batter, Dylan O'Ray. 0 for 1. Takes a strike. Two outs and nobody aboard. Sharp grounder into the outfield for a hit. And with the inning still alive, here comes the heart of the order.
Now batting, left fielder Xavier Warren.
Digging in for the Shuckers, Xavier Warren. 0 for 1, grounded out the first time around. That's a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second, now 2 on with 2 outs.
Now batting, right fielder Luis
Now it's the
Lara.
switch-hitting outfielder, Luis Lara. Grounded out the first time up. Hard ground ball, base hit. Headed for the plate. Comes across to score.
You're out.
Now the tag at second, and he's out trying to stretch it into a double. That ends the inning and limits the damage. They get 2 and draw even again. We move on to the bottom of the third. We're tied in this one, 2-2.
For the Barons, the first
Bottom of the
baseman,
inning, and now the
Derrick
first baseman,
Foreman.
Derrick Foreman. Runner aboard on the leadoff single.
Now
And he's
batting,
clearly
the left
locked in
fielder,
after yet
DJ
another hit. Really seeing the ball
Gladney.
well lately. And he's a threat every time he steps into the box. Next up for the Barons, DJ Gladney. Nobody out and a runner at first. Pitcher will want to keep this on the ground for the double play. Right through there for a strike. Tied up here early in the ball game. Breaking ball through there for a strike. Got to 0-2 on 2 consecutive sliders, and now he can go a number of ways to finish this hitter off. Hard ground ball, base hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out. Back-to-back singles, passing the baton. Sometimes you don't need to hit it all that hard. Just put it in play and hope it finds a hole like it did on that grounder. So up next, Andre Lipsius, caught looking the first time up. That one's in there, 0-1. First and second, no outs. Here in the back end of the third inning. And a base hit. They won't test it here. Bases loaded, no outs. That's 3 straight singles. Pure hitting right there. He got the front foot down right on time, kept the hands inside the ball, and squared it up beautifully for a line drive base hit. Next up, the designated hitter, Wilfred Veras. Drove in a run with a sac fly the first time up. Slider clips the zone. Bases loaded, no outs.
Drive him in. Need you right here.
Now the throw comes in, runner holds at third. Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. Good job to stay back on that one and not roll over on it. Let it get deep in the zone, then drop the bat head on it and ripped it the other way for a knock. Nobody out, bases loaded. Now it's the second baseman, Brandon Drury. Reached on a walk the first time. Base hit, 1 run is in. The throw home. Tag, not in time, safe. They lead by 3, 5-2. Nicely done, brings home 2. Line drives into center are such high percentage swings. There are a lot of hits to be found out there. Nobody out, first and second here. Here's the catcher, Omar Narvaez. Struck out swinging the first time.
Your turn right here. Drive him in.
Fastball for a strike.
You got that one.
And they're happy to play station to station right here. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Now batting,
This
the
is
center fielder,
unreal.
Jake
6
Down.
straight hits for him. Got out in front, but didn't allow the wrists to yank that one into foul ground. That's a good example of extending through the swing and following through to line that pitch into the outfield for a hit. With the bases full, they've got a shot at breaking this thing wide open. Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Tyler Waisner gives way, and the opener strategy clearly didn't work out this time. New arm coming on. We'll be back after a short break.
Now pitching for
They
Biloxi.
turn things over to the southpaw,
Number
Russell
42.
Smith. The bases are loaded, so
Russell
no time to settle
Smith.
into this one. Stepping to the plate for Birmingham, Jacob Burke. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Hey, attaboy.
Base hit. 1 run is in. Fires to the plate. Safe. It's 7-2. Gets the job done as he brings home a pair. Nice compact bat path on that swing and a great rip into center field. Liners like that one are a good way to raise the batting average. We head back to the top of the order. Now it's the shortstop, Jacob Amaya. The 0-1 offering. Base hit into center field. They hold the runner at third base, and now the bases are loaded.
Now batting,
Really
the
loud
right fielder,
contact there, and it goes back to what I'd been saying about thinking
left.
up the middle. Right off the bat, that one had a good chance of becoming a hit. Nice AB. Digging in for the Barons, Oscar Colas. 1 for 2.
Come on, big dog, we need you.
Up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Safe! And they're pulling away, up by 7 now. Picks himself up a couple of ribbies. That's a nice, simple approach there. Sent that one back through the middle for a clean base hit. Nobody out, first and second here. Derrick Foreman, the next to hit. Up the middle, and that one finds its way through. Coming around third. Comes across to score, and it's an 8-run lead. So here's the cleanup hitter, DJ Gladney. Runners at first and second, and nobody out. Into the outfield, base hit. They won't test it here. Bases loaded, no outs.
Now
There's
batting,
that
the
opposite
third
field
baseman,
approach I was
Andre.
preaching, and that's something every evaluator watching this game will love to see. Not a whole lot of minor leaguers who are great at using the whole field. So digging in, Andre Lipsius. Base hit, 1 run is in. Here's the throw to the plate. The tag, out! That's about as good as it gets from the outfield there. An absolute laser to home, right on the money for the out. Next level stuff. 1 out and 2 on. Now at the plate, Wilfred Veras. RBI knocked the last time up, and now a chance to drive in another run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle, sneaks through, base hit. Now a long throw home. It's off the mark and the runner scores. And it's a double-digit lead as they're up by 10. Tallies a run and earns the RBI. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get a hit. Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, looks ready to make the move. Russell Smith is done, and the line not closed yet, still
Now pitching
responsible for the
Biloxi.
runners on base. Back with a new
Number
pitcher
42.
after this. Left-hander out of the
Josh
bullpen, number 42.
Maciejewski.
Interesting to watch how the big deficit affects this relief outing. Brandon Drury digs in now. A chance to do some more damage here after driving in a pair the last time up. Strike on the inside corner. Strike two. Fastball in, then change up away. That's
0-2 is the
textbook
count.
pitching, and he's showing good command in this AB. Lipsius on second. Veras at first, 1 out. And he grounds this back up the middle. Sizzling on its way to the outfield. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Runner safe as a run scores. Picks himself up an RBI. Great job on the 0-2 count. Clearly recognized the pitch early out of the hand and
Now
give it a
batting,
strong,
the
balanced
catcher,
cut.
Omar
First and second, one away.
Narvaez.
And here's the catcher, Omar Narvaez. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with 1 out.
Now batting,
4 hits in a
center
row, and they're
fielder,
really seeing the
Shuckers.
ball well. Smoke that
Work.
through the infield for a base hit. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play. And here at the plate, Jacob Burke.
0-1's the count.
One out, and the bases are loaded. Base hit. 1 run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only 1 away. Really trusted his hands and let the ball travel on that pitch and allowed him to go the other way for the hit. Back to the top of the order here. Now up, Jacob Amaya. That one finds the zone. Strike 1.
0-1.
Full house on the bases with 1 away. Base hit. 1 run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only 1 away. Next up for the Barons, Oscar Colas. Base hit. 1 run is in. He's in there. And they extend their lead. 1 out and 2 on. Coming up to the dish for Birmingham, Derrick Foreman.
Hey, looks like
Base hit into the outfield. And they stop the runner at third, so bases loaded with 1 away.
Now batting, the left fielder,
DJ Gladney now at the plate. Base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the throw. But it's offline. And the lead continues to grow. Manager out of the dugout, time to make a change. Number 42 won't go any further. And the line not closed yet, still responsible for the runners on base. Back with the new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for
So out of
Biloxi,
the pen comes the right-hander,
Number
Craig Yoho.
42.
Comes in with the team
Craig
trailing by a bunch. Got to
Yoho.
try to keep it where it is. Stepping to the plate for Birmingham, Andre Lipsius.
Hey, good stuff.
Base hit into center field. Coming to the plate. Now a long throw home. It's offline and the run scores. And they extend their lead. 1 out and 2 on. Wilfred Veras getting ready to hit.
Hey, way to drive it. Oh, boy.
And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with 1
now
out.
batting, second
Seeing the ball
baseman,
very well in
Brandon
this game. Great job to step
Drury.
through that and line it the other way for a knock. That's the kind of thing hitters work on consistently, and he's turning that work into in-game success. Next to hit, Brandon Drury. Here's a grounder up the middle. Base hit. 1 run is in. Here's the throw. It's offline, and the run scores. And the lead continues to grow. He put a fantastic swing on that one, ripping it at 108 miles per hour, showing some really quick hands in the box. 1 out and runners at first and second. Here's the catcher, Omar Narvaez. Next pitch, in for a strike. 2 straight strikes low in the zone, and it's 0-2. Batter has to be able to lay off something off speed down in the dirt, because that could be what's coming. And they stop the runner at third, so bases loaded with
Now
1 away.
and
he's put together quite a game at the plate. Nice line drive cut there, had everything working smoothly on the swing. That's one to try and replicate. And now the center fielder, Jacob Burke. 3 for 3 with 3 singles. That one's in there, 0-1. Base hit. 1 run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only 1 away. Next up for the Barons, Jacob Amaya. Fastball in for a strike. Base hit. 1 run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only 1 away. Nice job to drive in the run. That's some textbook batting. Found a pitch in the heart of the zone, held back just a hair longer, and then he stepped through it and ripped it the opposite way. Digging in for the Barons, Oscar Colas. And 1, here's the pitch. On the ground, base hit. 1 run is in. Throw to the plate, but it's offline. The run will score. Here comes the manager out of the dugout, making a move for the bullpen. Craig Yoho, done for the night. And the line not closed yet, still responsible for the runners on base. Back with the new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for
righty
Biloxi.
reliever out of the pen, Davy Garcia.
Number 42.
The offense will need to be ready for the breaking stuff, including a great curveball. One away, runners at first and third. Derrick Foreman, the next to hit. 4 for 4 with 4 singles so far. Base hit and a run in to score. Coming up to the dish for Birmingham, DJ Gladney. That's a base hit. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with 1 out.
Now batting.
Now the third baseman, Andre Lipsius.
Lipsius.
Base hit. 1 run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. And now, Wilfred Veras. Base hit. One run is in. Here comes the throw. Safe at the plate. And they extend their lead. First and second, one away. Here's the second baseman, Brandon Drury.
Hey, way to drive it. Nice job.
And they stop the runner at third, so bases loaded with one away.
Now batting, catcher Omar Narvaez.
And now, Omar Narvaez. That one finds the zone. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. Comes through with the RBI. Smooth swing on that pitch. He connected out front and rattled it into the outfield. That's the kind of swing you want to replicate. Next up for the Barons, Jacob Burke. Curveball gets over for a called strike. The 0-1. Right through there for a strike. Veras on third. Drury at second. Narvaez over at first with one away. That misses the zone. And that's ball one. In this spot, he's probably hunting something up in the zone that he can drive, but he should be careful. If the ball gets up and in on the hands, he's more likely to just hit a weak pop-up. Base hit. One run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, looks ready to make the move. Davy Garcia departs, and leaving with the bases loaded. We'll need some help from the new arm on the mound when we're back.
Now pitching for
So they
Biloxi.
turn things over to the righty, Easton
Number
McGee,
42.
stepping right into a
Easton
bases-loaded jam.
McGee.
Stepping in, Jacob Amaya. Base hit. One run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. That was over in a hurry. Efficient way to get a hit. Pitcher brought the challenge pitch, a heater right down the pipe, and he was definitely geared up for it. The batter now, Oscar Colas. Base hit. One run is in. Now the second run scores, and the lead continues to grow. One out and two on. And here's the first baseman, Derrick Foreman. Base hit into the outfield. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with one out.
Now batting, left fielder, DJ.
So now it's the four-hole hitter, DJ Gladney. And a curve drops in for a strike. The 0-1.
Oh, you drove that
Base hit. One run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. Digging in for the Barons, Andre Lipsius. Up the middle. Base hit. One run is in. Now a long throw home. Not in time. He's safe. And they extend their lead. One out and runners at first and second. And now, Wilfred Veras.
Nice, Rick. Nice,
Base
Rick.
hit into center field. Runner around third. The tag and safe. And the lead continues to grow. Nice job to knock that one back up the middle for a base hit. That's exactly the kind of approach you love to see at this level. One out and two on. Now it's the second baseman, Brandon Drury.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
On 0-1, the delivery. There's a strike. Bit odd to see a first pitch fastball here in this double play situation, especially with that sinker in the arsenal. Lipsius, the lead runner, over at second. Veras at first, one out.
Hey, attaboy. Nice, Rick.
And they stop the runner at third, so bases loaded with one away.
Now batting,
Smooth
catcher,
stroke the
Omar.
opposite way, just like we've been talking
Narvaez.
about, and it paid off with a base hit. That's a skill that can boost you up the ladder as a minor leaguer for sure. And now it's going to be Omar Narvaez. Pitch is in there, 0-1.
0-1.
Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. Here's the center fielder, Jacob Burke. Base hit. One run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. Jacob Amaya digs in now. Fastball for a strike. It's 0-1.
Hey, nice, Rick.
Base hit. One run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. So up next, Oscar Colas.
Oh, you got that.
Base hit. One run is in. Another run scores, and they extend their lead. First and second, one away. Digging in, Derrick Foreman comes to the plate with 6 hits, trying to make it 7.
Attaboy, big
Base hit into center field. Runner rounds third, on his way to the plate. Safe, and the lead continues to grow. Here's the left fielder, DJ Gladney. And that one finds its way through. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with one out.
Now batting, the third baseman, Andre Lipsius.
And now at the plate, Andre Lipsius. Next
Ball
pitch
one.
misses. So a ball and a strike.
One ball,
I guess
one
the
strike.
silver lining is that he hasn't walked anybody, but they are peppering him with their hitting. He needs to miss some more bats. Here comes the 1-1.
Here we go.
Base hit. 1 run is in. Here's the throw to the plate. It's off the mark, and the runner scores. And they extend their lead. Manager out of the dugout, time to make a change. Easton McGee will depart, and the line not closed yet, still responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for
So out of
Biloxi,
the pen comes the right-hander,
Number
Justin
42.
Yeager. Big deficit here, so
Justin
can't let it get bigger.
Yeager.
Stepping to the plate for Birmingham, Wilfred Veras.
Aye.
And the 0-1 now. Ground ball up the middle. Sneaks through, base hit. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Runner safe. And a run comes in to score. 1 out and 2 on. Here's the second baseman, Brandon Drury. Sizzling on its way to the outfield. And they stop the runner at third, so bases loaded with 1 away.
Now batting, catcher Omar Narvaez.
And here's the catcher, Omar Narvaez. Base hit. 1 run is in. Here's the throw. Dives in, beats the tag. Runner scores. And the lead continues to grow. 1 out and runners at first and second. And now the center fielder, Jacob Burke. That's a base hit. Throw back in holds the runner at third. Bases now loaded. Only 1 away.
Now
Another
batting,
knock.
the
You do
shortstop,
not see a
Jacob.
performance like this every day.
Oh,
Not much to
my God.
quibble with on that swing. He had everything going in the right direction and barreled it up for a liner into center. Nice rip. At the plate, Jacob Amaya. Base hit. 1 run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only 1 away. Coming up to the dish for Birmingham, Oscar Colas. That one misses, and it's 1-0.
Counts 1-0.
You got it.
Base hit. 1 run is in. In there safely, and they extend their lead. First and second, 1 away. Next up for the Barons, Derrick Foreman. Into the outfield, base hit. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with 1
Now
out.
batting, left fielder DJ Gladney.
Now the left fielder, DJ Gladney. There's a strike.
Nice. You turned out.
Base hit. 1 run is in. Now a long throw home. But it's offline. And the lead continues to grow. You ever hear the phrase, holy Moses? Well, it's appropriate right here because that ball was hit at 120 miles. Years Moses is said to have lived. Don't think I ever read a story where he could hit like that, though. Sneaks through, base hit. And they stop the runner at third, so bases loaded with one away.
Now batting,
This is
the
a
designated
terrific
hitter,
performance in this
Wilfred.
one. Got the center cut fastball and pounced on it. That thing was smoked. Wilfred Veras will hit next. That's in there. That's strike one.
0-1's the count.
Gladney over at second. Lipsius over at first with one away. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only one away. That one was right down the middle, and he regretted it as soon as it left his hand. Brandon Drury now at the plate.
Hey, attaboy.
Base hit. One run is in. Here comes the throw. It's offline, and the run scores. And they extend their lead. No time wasted here. Right there, we saw a fastball that was piped, and he was licking his chops as that thing was coming in. Great cut. One out and two on. Stepping to the plate for Birmingham, Omar Narvaez.
Nice drive,
Base hit into the outfield. Coming around third. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline, and the run scores. And the lead continues to grow. Digging in for the Barons, Jacob Burke.
Laser.
Base hit into the outfield. Coming to the plate. Now a long throw home. Safe, and they extend their lead. And now the shortstop, Jacob Amaya. That one finds the zone. Strike one. Runners at first and second with one out. Next pitch, in for a strike. With a double play situation here, it's unusual that he's working up in the zone. Next pitch will probably be lower.
Hey, attaboy. Nice
Base
drive
hit
there.
into center field. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with one out. That was
Now
a great
batting,
two-strike
right
approach
fielder,
in that AB.
Oscar.
That's some excellent bat control to
left.
fight off the high inside fastball. It got pretty deep on him, but he still got the knock. Here comes the manager out of the dugout, making a move for the bullpen. Justin Yeager won't go any further tonight. And leaving with the bases loaded, we'll need some help from the new arm on the mound when we're back.
Now pitching for
A new
Biloxi,
arm into the game, the righty, Blake
number
Hollum.
42.
This won't be easy, coming
Blake
in with the bases loaded.
Hollum.
Coming up to the dish for Birmingham, Oscar Colas. Narvaez, the runner at third. Burke on second. Amaya at first, one out. Strike two. He didn't like either of the first two he saw, and now he has to battle down 0-2. Now here's the 0-2. Got it. And now two down.
Now batting.
And
the
now
first
Derrick
baseman,
Foreman.
Derrick
Such a
Foreman.
good hitter with runners in scoring position. Keeps the heart rate low, maintains focus, and doesn't shift approach in run-scoring opportunities. What an asset in the lineup. That's a great approach with the
0-1.
bases loaded. He did well to get a strike and get ahead in the count. Base hit, one run in already. He's in there, and the lead continues to grow. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't exactly square it up, but that's a good approach paying off. So 2 on and 2 out. And next, the cleanup hitter, DJ Gladney. Sizzling on its way to the outfield. Runner around third. The tag and safe, and they extend their lead. So digging in, Andre Lipsius.
Hey!
Nice rip.
Base hit, right field. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases now loaded with 2 away. Next up for the Barons, Wilfred Veras.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
Base hit, 1 run is in. Throw to the plate. It's off the mark, and the runner scores. And he showed a nice up-the-middle approach on that hit, something you always like to see from a minor league hitter. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Next up, Brandon Drury. Into the outfield, base hit. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases now loaded with 2 away.
Now batting, the catcher, Omar.
Here's the catcher, Omar Narvaez.
Narvaez.
Hey, attaboy.
Base hit, 1 run is in. Here's the throw to the plate. Slides the hand in there and safe. And the lead continues to grow. Two outs and runners at first and second. And here is Jacob Burke.
Hey, nice rip.
That's a base hit. Runner rounds third, on his way to the plate. The tag in there, safe. And they extend their lead. We head back to the top of the lineup. And the next batter, Jacob Amaya. And that one finds its way through. Coming around third. Now a long throw home. And he's out.
Right
Cut
there.
down, and that ends the inning. That was a bang-bang play at the plate. The outfielder didn't need any help. An absolute laser to get the out. Right on the money. Terrific tag by the catcher. And the inning ends on a fantastic play. He was a difference maker for them in this one. Nice effort to contribute to the win.